Gill. I am your MAPS coach. I'm really excited to share today's social media for real estate agents presentation with you over the next 30 minutes. It is going to be knowledge packed with actionable insights that you'll be able to apply right away in your businesses. So please make sure you take notes. If we have any time at the end for questions, we'll be able to get some questions in. And away we go. So once again, my name is Carlos Gill. I'm an experienced marketing executive and social media strategist. I've been working now almost 10 years in social media for both B2B as well as B2C brands. I spent some time working at LinkedIn. I also spent a good amount of time running social media for Winn-Dixie, which is a supermarket chain based in Jacksonville, Florida. For those of you that are in the southeast portion of the United States, spent some time working at Save-A-Lot as their head of digital before moving out to California to go ahead and work for LinkedIn. Now, I'm also a keynote speaker. I've spoken at several industry events such as South by Southwest and Social Media Marketing World. I contribute to Inc. magazine. And a little fun fact about me, or a couple fun facts at least. I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, so although I live in the West Coast now, I am a Southern boy. And my parents are real estate broker agents, so I've grown up in the industry. I've helped my parents grow their business tremendously just over the last, I'd say, 6 to 7 years since social media has taken off. So with me as your coach, you get someone that lives, breathes, and eats social media. For me, this is, my passion. It's what I do for a living, and it's where I invest a lot of time in helping others out there like you. In terms of working with Keller Williams, we do have a partnership through the MAPS Group Coaching Program, which is the 4-week course that you're going to learn about here today that we're actually kicking off on Thursday of this week. We're actually getting ready to start our 3rd social media for real estate agents MAPS Group course. A little bit about the course overview and before we jump right into today's content and why you're all here, which is learning about social media marketing for real estate. So let's face it, social media has disrupted almost every single industry out there, real estate being no different. Today, whether you're looking to engage buyers or sellers or renters or investors, social media has become the preferred go-to. So throughout the 4-week course, what you're going to learn is a deep dive into all the social networks and how they work. And what I find often in working with real estate professionals specifically is there's a healthy appetite for using social media, but there's a couple of key factors that really stand out to me that really deter agents from effectively using social media, and that's one being time, and the two, not really understanding how these social networks are all kind of interconnected. So throughout the course, you're going to learn extensively about how to use Facebook, how to use Twitter, even Snapchat to engage younger audiences such as millennials, how to use Instagram. Instagram is really taking off as one of the hottest social networks of 2017. We're going to talk quite a bit about how to use LinkedIn for social selling, and then also how to use live video to sell more homes and make your content much more interactive. Part of the course, and a big emphasis on it, you're going to hear a little bit about it here this morning, is personal branding techniques, so the value of personal branding. Also, the future of real estate marketing. So if you've heard about virtual reality or augmented reality, in session 4, which is the last session of the 4-week course, you're going to learn quite a bit about things like 360 video and virtual reality and where marketing is headed for real estate. And then each one of the lessons, even including today, is going to be centered on strategies to win clients. So my job, if you will, is to help you be more successful. And the only way that I see myself helping you be more successful is if I help you drive more revenue. So some different strategies to win clients are going to be advanced tips and tricks for buying ads. That's specifically your Facebook ads. What tools to use for marketing across platforms. So if you're strapped for time, if you're looking to really optimize your social media posting schedule and such, what tools you can use, and then how to leverage emerging media for promoting listings. So how to use sites like Facebook and even Snapchat to promote your listings, and then finally engagement strategies to drive referrals. So as we look to go ahead and move on, by the end of the 4-week course, you will have a very deep understanding of how social networks can be applied for marketing in real estate. And I just want to point out, when you look at a platform like Instagram, which I said before is one of the hottest and most active social networks at the moment, and you just type in hashtag Keller Williams, you see there's over 232,000 posts on Instagram alone that are tagged Keller Williams. And you can see some of the examples here of homes. So these are agents that are working with Keller Williams, presumably, that are out already actively posting and engaging on Instagram. So I just like to put this out there as an example, so you can see that your own peers and colleagues with Keller are already actively engaging on this platform. By the end of the course, you'll also know how to drive more website clicks and visits from posts. So this is really important, because oftentimes there's a lot of time that's wasted on social media just posting content, and that content doesn't convert. And what a conversion should mean to you is anytime someone sees your content, they're going to be compelled to go to your website and set up an appointment with you. And in order to get them there, you have to put really engaging content that's visually appealing, it's well written, and it's going to compel that user to click and visit your website. Also, by the end of the course, you're gonna be really much more further ahead than most agents, I can assure you, on how to be viewed as a community resource and industry thought leader, which again goes back to personal branding. You're also going to know how to identify and engage prospective home buyers, which is going to be through learning how to use Facebook and Twitter really to listen to what your audience is saying, or audiences that might not necessarily be speaking to you or your company. You're also going to learn how to develop a winning social media strategy for your business. And then, like I said, my goal is to help you sell more homes in 2017 and beyond. So as we jump into why you're here today, which is hopefully to get some actionable insights and tactics that you can go ahead and walk away from and immediately start applying, I'd be remiss if I don't talk about the evolution of real estate sales and marketing. On the right-hand side, you might be familiar with these listings that were predominantly used in the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s. Like I said before, my mom and dad are real estate brokers, agents, so I grew up in the business. I remember going to open houses with them and seeing these listings in the classifieds in the Miami Herald and Sun Sentinel every single Saturday and Sunday. Well, those classifieds have now shifted over to websites like Zillow and Realtor.com, and even your own personal websites or agency websites. So everything that used to be in print is now very quickly shifted over to not only just social media, but digital marketing as well. Now, a 2016 National Association of Realtor profiled home buyers and sellers. As you see here, this is a survey that was taken and indicates where buyers found the homes that they went ahead and purchased. And you can see here, and this really shouldn't be a surprise, that 51% of buyers said that they found the home that they purchased on the internet. So this goes ahead and shows that they're not really resorting anymore to print. They are instead resorting to digital to go ahead and do their due diligence and find homes. So 51%, very big number. Then you see a little bit of a decline here, but not drastic. You see 34% of buyers indicated that they found the home that they purchased through a real estate agent. That sounds quite vague from my perspective, but if I had to go ahead and assume, I would say that that 34% probably makes up referrals. So referrals are something that you can leverage social and digital media to go ahead and generate as you grow your brand. And then you see a very large decline from the 34% all the way down to 8 and 8 for yard signs and open houses. And it's funny because as I was putting together this presentation, I drove around my neighborhood and I started looking for sale signs in my neighborhood, and I saw a couple that have been there for the longest time that I really never paid attention to. So I think because the whole world, at least the whole free world, has shifted to online and mobile media, we are so consumed with looking at mobile devices and our own computers, whether at work or at home, that instinctively as consumers, we've started to ignore outdoor media just like we've started to ignore print media and direct mail. So besides the yard signs and open houses or referrals from friends, relatives, and neighbors, you then see an even more drastic decline when you look at print, which is at 1%. So my goal not only is to help you sell more homes and be much more effective in how you use social media, but it's also going to be to use social media for a referral source. So when you look at that 8%, which is friend, relatives, and neighbors as referral sources, my goal is going to be to help you get that 8% a lot closer to between that 34 and 51%, because I firmly believe that social media is a gold mine. Provided that you're actively building your personal brand, social media is a gold mine to drive more referral business. Now, when you look at the profile of millennial home buyers, it's really important to point out that millennials make up 35% of home purchases. This is the largest demographic out there. And this is as of 2015. I would imagine that in 2017, that number has gone up even more. But with that being said, millennials are the predominant home buyers today, and their median age is 30 years old. So the median age of a first-time home buyer today is 30 years old. That, my friends, is not someone that is opening up the classifieds on a Sunday to see what open houses are in his or her area. That's not someone that most likely is driving around the neighborhood looking for homes. That's someone that is pulling out their iPhone or Android and they're going on Zillow or on Realtor.com to do their due diligence. Now, it's also important to point out that the average income based on the NAR Home Buyer and Seller Generational Trends Report is $77,000 a year, just a little over $77,000, and the average home price is $187,000. Now, I put this into perspective because through Facebook, you can run targeted ads, and in session 2 specifically of the 4-week course, I do a deep dive in how to use Facebook for ad buying. But this is important to point out because Facebook allows you to target ads based on age demographic. They also allow you to target ads based on income, household income, as well as different interest-based targeting. So if your ideal client or customer that you're looking to sell a home to, let's say there's someone that's between the age of 35 and 45, or you are looking to work with first-time home buyers, you can literally run ads based on people that recently got married, people that recently had a child. There's different ways that you can customize your Facebook ad buying to ensure that your ads are seen by who the right audience is for you. Or likewise, if you are an agent that it deals exclusively with the 55 and older community, you can ensure that your ads get in front of potential clients that are 55 and older and have interest in real estate on Facebook. Now, nearly all buyers predominantly indicated that they use the internet and a real estate agent during the home search process. So let's indicate how this works. And again, this really shouldn't be much of a surprise. Most buyers and even sellers will typically go directly to the internet first. They'll go to Realtor.com or they'll go to Zillow. And then at that point, they see the home that they like, and they're either inclined to fill out the contact us form that's on that website, or they're inclined to go directly to Facebook to ask if someone in their network knows a real estate agent, or they'll go to a real estate agent that they know. So the real estate agent isn't immediately cut out of the process whatsoever. However, what we need to do is get you to the point where the real estate agent is the first line of defense or the first point of contact and not the internet. And now 80% of millennials and even Generation X surveyed in this report indicated they did use an agent to help them find a home. So once again, if you're using social media to build your personal brand and to actively post content across your social media channels, the more that you do this, the more that people are going to get to know who you are, especially in the city or neighborhood where you do business. And then these millennials and Gen Xers will be much more inclined to go directly to you. Or someone that knows you will be much more inclined to go ahead and name drop you when they come across someone that's in the need to buy or sell a home. Now, the real estate industry and social media, the real estate industry has changed, and social media has been at the forefront of that change. Based on the 2013-2014 Realtor Technology Survey, it was indicated that Facebook and LinkedIn are the most used social networks in the industry. Now, I want to go ahead and caution here that this survey was from 2013 and 2014. So presumably the survey was probably taken somewhere in between those 2 years. If I had to guess, I would probably say that LinkedIn has definitely dropped, and today Facebook and Instagram are the two most actively used social networks, not just by the real estate industry, but period. Behind that, I'd probably say LinkedIn, because most agents do maintain a active presence on LinkedIn. However, most buyers or sellers are not going to go to LinkedIn to find you in order to transact or do business with you. They're going to go Facebook first, or they're going to go to Instagram, or even Twitter. Now, 91% of surveyed agents said that they use social media to some extent. Once again, this is a survey that's between 3 and 4 years old. If I had to go ahead and guess, I would say that 100% of agents today are using social media to some extent. Sites such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram allow for cross-promotion of listings on your website, Zillow, and Realtor.com. So if you have your listings on either of the following, meaning you have your listings on Realtor.com, Zillow, or your website, you can use social media to cross-promote, meaning you can use social media sites to put that content on your social channels and share it out. By sharing it out, it is going to ensure that you get more reach or more views on that content. According to a Mention survey, 77% of brand conversations on social media are people looking for advice, information, or help. So this is really important to note and point out, because most people instinctively, when they're looking to buy a car, a TV, a consumer product, or a home, or even looking for a recommendation on where to go to dinner, they're typically going to Facebook and they're asking for recommendations. So let's say hypothetically that someone's in the market for a home and they go to Facebook and they say, hey, I'm looking to potentially buy a house in San Francisco, or I'm looking to sell my home. If you could recommend an agent, or if you know of a reputable real estate agent, please send them my way. I see this happen every single day. And this is where, once again, having a personal brand comes into fruition and is really powerful for all of you. Now, 88% of people trust online reviews by other consumers as much as they trust recommendations from personal contacts. So the way that you can optimize your Facebook page today is to go ahead and have reviews. I really recommend that you have a Facebook page set up above any other social network. Therefore, anytime you show someone property or anytime someone closes a property with you, you can invite them to go to your Facebook page to leave a review. Even a review is 2 to 3 sentences. What you want is you want to have as many 5-star reviews as possible, and think of reviews as almost like Yelp reviews, where when someone goes to your Facebook page, they're going to be inclined to do business with you because they read a very favorable and positive review. Now, building a social media strategy is not something that you necessarily are going to do overnight, and it has multiple pieces. So the first step in building an effective social media strategy is identifying who are you trying to reach. So is your target audience buyers? Is it sellers? Is it renters? Is it investors? Who are you trying to reach? And I say this because based on the persona of who you're trying to reach, that in itself is going to determine what social networks are most effective for you and what content you post on these networks. Next, what platforms is your target audience on? So is your target audience on Facebook? I can tell you that Facebook appeals to a much older audience than a platform like, say, Snapchat. If you're trying to engage first-time home buyers, chances are you need to be on Snapchat and Instagram. But again, based on the demographic that you're trying to reach, that's going to really determine what social network you should be using. Next, how are you going to reach them? So are you going to reach them through just pure organic content, or are you going to run ads? The nice thing about ads is that you can run ads on Facebook and you don't have to actually create content on Facebook, which is great. So if you're strapped for time and you have some money that you can invest and you can put, let's say, somewhere between $500 to $1,000 a month into Facebook ads, then great. You can run promoted ads on Facebook and you never have to post content, or you can create content and then put money behind those ads to amplify and boost your reach. And then finally, and this is probably the most important, what are you going to put in front of your audiences? It could be videos, photos, blog posts, local news, home buying tips. So there's different categories, if you will, of content. And I suggest that you have a mix. Not everyone wants to see pictures of listings. Not everyone wants to see videos of your latest open house, but mix it up. Have articles on there. I see Forbes articles all the time, or Inc. articles of top cities for real estate or top cities to relocate to. Make sure that you mix it up. Put some local news in there. If there's grand openings of different restaurants, if there's happenings in your city, make sure you mix it up and you also include that on your social media channels. Now, as we look to talk about building a personal brand, why does personal branding matter? Well, first of all, people do business with who they feel comfortable doing business with. So you can have the best advertising, you can go ahead and have the best content, social media, but ultimately people are going to be much more inclined to do business with you if they know you and they've done business with you before, or if they know you through a third party, meaning there's a mutual connection that you have that refers you to them or vice versa. Some effective personal branding tips include having a professional headshot. So this is an absolute must. Whether it's LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, even Instagram, make sure that you have a professional headshot. It doesn't cost a lot to go to JCPenney or to a local photo studio, or if you just want to do this on the cheap, you can have someone take a picture of you up against a blank wall or canvas with your iPhone or Android. So make sure you have a professional headshot. That is going to be step number one in personal branding. That's a given. Next is fill out your bio on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even LinkedIn. So you want your bio to have keywords of who you are and where you do business, such as real estate agent or real estate professional with the city that you do business. This is really important for SEO purposes. Also, have a polished LinkedIn profile with a clean headshot and your headline and summary filled out. So on LinkedIn, make sure that this is the line that's underneath your name. Make sure that this clearly communicates who you are. This is the most important line on your LinkedIn profile. It's what comes up in Google search, and it's what Google picks up for SEO purposes. Make sure that you're also posting at least 1 to 2 times per day per channel in order to stay relevant and top of mind. So that means making a commitment that every day, Monday through Sunday, you're going to go on your social media channels and you're going to post at least one piece of content in order to stay top of mind and relevant to your audience there. And then leverage Twitter to have community conversations unrelated to real estate. So what I mean by this is I'm going to show you how to go on Twitter and how to type in the city where you do business and actually see what people are talking about. And I'm also going to show you different tricks, like if someone's talking about recommendations on where to go have dinner, let's say in San Francisco, how you can go ahead and jump into that conversation and make recommendations on things to do, places to go, places to visit, how to even find people that are looking to relocate to these cities. It's really important that you learn how to do this through Twitter, because the advantage that Twitter gives you over other social networks is that it's what I like to call open source, meaning anything that people tweet you can see. What you want to do is you want to build yourself as a community ambassador, not necessarily a real estate agent. And if you build yourself and your brand as a community ambassador, then you're going to be, the content you post is going to be centric to your neighborhood or to your city or town, and people are going to go to you for recommendations on these things. And over time, as you do this, once those individuals either have a need to buy or sell, or they know someone that does, you're going to be the first person that comes to mind. The last tip is leverage Instagram to engage in community-specific hashtags. So you can go on Instagram, you can type in hashtag San Francisco, or you can type in hashtag Keller Williams, or hashtag buy a house, for example, and you can see what people are posting related to these hashtags, and vice versa. When you post content, I highly recommend that you post your content using hashtags to ensure that your content gets seen by audiences that are looking for these different topics. Now, how to determine which social media channels to use. First of all, over the next 3 to 6 months, where can you devote at least 1 hour per day to engage and post? So if you have to pick just one social network that you're going to invest all of your time on social media, pick at least one channel that you can invest 1 hour per day. And that's going to really depend on where is your target demographic engaged the most. There's a lot of stats out there in terms of demographics on platforms. Like I said, Snapchat tends to skew a lot younger. Instagram is a wide mix of millennials and Gen X. And then Facebook seems to be everyone, but Facebook does skew a little bit older in terms of older millennials, Gen X, and baby boomers. And then set forth goals. So make it a goal to get 2 new referrals per week or per month as a result of engaging consistently. If you don't have goals, you're not going to push yourself to go ahead and be a top-tier agent on social media. So definitely have some goals. Now, a couple next steps before we open it up to any questions that you might have. First of all, we have a private Facebook group with myself as well as other peers. That is the URL. Make sure that you join that Facebook group. It is Social Media Masterminds for Real Estate. So I invite you to join the group. By joining the group, you have access to myself. You can ask me questions in there. You can also engage with other Keller Williams peers. Also, make sure that you immediately update your LinkedIn profile with the basics. So that's having a professional headshot / profile photo. That's having a cover photo. That's also updating your summary, and then it's creating a headline as well. And then make sure that you invite me, Carlos Gill, your Keller Williams Maps Group coach, to connect. Let's connect on there. That way we can stay in touch, and I can be a resource to you And then also pick one, whether it is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. Pick one as your home base for all things social media. Make sure you connect with me on there. I'm Carlos Gill everywhere. And then ensure that your social media home base has all the basics. So make sure that you have a very nice looking Facebook cover photo and profile photo. Make sure you have your Twitter bio filled out or your Instagram bio, regardless of the platform that you choose. Or if it's all three, make sure that you have all these key elements in place. Now, in terms of next steps, our next course launches on Thursday, June 15th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So that's this Thursday. We will meet every single Thursday for the next 4 weeks. What you can expect is a insights-filled presentation that goes for 90 minutes. It's 60 minutes of content every Thursday, followed by 30 minutes of Q&A. I will say that a lot of the questions derived come straight from that Facebook group. All webinars are recorded and available for playback at your convenience. So if you're unable to make it to a particular week, or if you want someone from your office to step in and listen for you, all the webinars will be recorded and available. Now, the cost of this program is $297 to one-time investment. However, we do have a promotion set up for you today. So if you sign up today, you can use the code SAVE50 to save $50 off your registration. So you see the URL there in front of you is mapscoaching.kw.com/social -media-real-estate-agents. I think you get it. Go to that URL, type in the code SAVE50, and that'll actually bump down your registration to $247. I can tell you this, that if you are on the fence about social media, you absolutely need to sign up for this course. Even if you are actively using social media, but you want to learn how to really master it, this is going to be the course for you. And again, if you sign up today, you're able to go ahead and get that discount and sign up for $247. So I want to thank you for your time today, and I want to turn it over to the Keller Williams team for any questions that you might have.
Okay, so I see if we have a business page, for Facebook, how do we make that a primary source?
So what you want to do is you want to have a business and a personal page, and this is a really good question. I get asked this all the time. Should I have one or should I have either? Should I have both? My answer is both. First of all, a business page operates almost like a website on Facebook. You have a lot more features, and you can run ads directly from your Facebook page, whereas on your personal, you cannot. The reason why you want to maintain a personal page is because your personal profile is, once again, personal, no pun intended, for you, and typically you have friends, family, and neighbors that connect with you on your personal profile as opposed to liking your business page. So have both, put all of your business content on your business page, needless to say, and then share that content selectively, maybe once or twice a week to your profile.
Okay. Hi, how do you get onto your Facebook page they just mentioned and join this? Okay, so your Facebook page that you had mentioned earlier in the webinar, can we get the link for that? I don't have it, but I can post it on here. Carlos, can you possibly post that link into the chat?
Yes, I can go ahead and do that.
Okay. Okay, here's one. If you are a real rookie with no Twitter or Instagram accounts, does this help you get those set up?
Absolutely. At a very minimum, it's going to give you a deep understanding of all the social networks, and it's going to help show you not necessarily how to set up the accounts, but how, once the accounts are set up, what you need to do in order to optimize them. So I would recommend that before today and Thursday, for this individual or anyone listening that's just getting started in social media, sign up for a Facebook page, sign up for a Twitter account, and hopefully you're on LinkedIn already, but if you're not, sign up for LinkedIn. Also, maybe sign up for Instagram, and then as soon as session 1 rolls around, which is Thursday, in the first session, you're going to walk away understanding how to optimize each one of these channels successfully.
Great. So how do you feel about having other agents on your Facebook pages? Are they your competition, or do you worry about them getting to your contacts?
No, I would say that you look at other agents within Keller Williams as potential referral sources for you, and vice versa. It works both ways.
Okay. What's the difference between the business and fan page on Facebook, and is one better than the other?
So a fan page and business are the same. Typically they're, someone will call it a fan page because it used to be fans that would go ahead and like your page. Now it's just likes or followers. It's the same thing.
Awesome. Will the course also provide any written downloadable materials?
So every course will have a workbook, and in that workbook it'll have written content from the slides, and then there'll be lines in order for you to take notes. So yes, there will be 4 workbooks plus written material.
Great. Okay. Okay, if we can just get that Facebook link to join your group, we need to send that out through the chat. It looks like we have a lot of requests for that. Let's see. Thank you for your content. Yes, this has been recorded, and we will be sending out the recorded version to everyone that signed up. Here's a question from Michelle. Are we going to learn about ads that work? I have boosted ads that are, what's your home value? I have not received any leads.
Yes, you will learn extensively about Facebook ads. And I can tell you from the other sessions from 1 and 2 that I've done, that agents have immediately seen results.
Awesome. Okay. And James asked, will the course be video and audio or audio only?
It'll be audio, but then the webinars will be video from the standpoint of you'll be able to replay and watch all the content. You won't see me specifically, if that was a question that you were alluding to, but you will see the video along with the audio playing.
Okay. Lewis asked, how much do you recommend as a first Facebook ad spend?
I would recommend that you put aside at least $500 a month and look to put somewhere between $20 and $30 budget per post.
Awesome. And then we have another question. Do you know how to increase Instagram followers in this course?
I do, yes.
Okay. Okay, we're going to take these last 3 questions. Am I going to be able to manage social media myself? Time it takes, question mark?
You will be able to manage social media yourself, and that is the goal. I think the question might have been around time. I will show you tools that I recommend to help you save time and be much more efficient.
Awesome. So Nelia asked, I'm a former accountant. I have a LinkedIn profile. As an accountant, do I create a whole different profile for real estate?
Yes, you absolutely should.
Okay.
Not on LinkedIn, though, but create a Facebook page specifically for real estate and create a Twitter account specifically for real estate.
Great. Okay. Anthony asked, this Thursday is too soon. I have closings. Is there another time this will be offered? Anthony, just so you know, all of these sessions are recorded. So if you sign up today and you can't attend the live sessions, you can always, listen to the recordings to stay up to speed. Right. And then, yes, this program will be launching later on throughout the year. Okay, so that looks like about it. Thank you so much, Carlos, for being with us here today, and we are looking forward to Thursday.
All right, I look forward to it. I'll see you guys then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.